Hey there, how's it going? David in ARC with you, back with another Dave Drives. Driving with Dave. I don't know, whatever we're calling this. Anyway, it has been a while since we posted a video, so I hope everything is going well for you and yours here as we enter summer. What the heck? And I don't know about where you live, but where I live, here in LA, that's Lower Arkansas, we've had lots of storms followed by lots of heat and humidity. It's so much fun. It's freaking awesome. That's what it is. It's the most awesomest time ever. Anyway, just thought I'd jump in here and just run in a couple of errands, and thought I'd kind of, I don't know, just jump in, share some thoughts, some randomness. As far as the, you may remember that in a previous video, I talked about getting a new vehicle. I got a new Nissan Rogue Rock Creek. It's currently got 3,850 miles. So that's about a month's worth of driving. So that's, yeah, my new job puts on almost 500 miles a week, I think, something like that. So yeah, it's putting a lot of miles, but I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And I know there's a lot of folks that have had issues with Rogues and, you know, Nissan in general. And of course, Nissan's in a world of hurt right now financially, and, you know, the future's all up in arms and nobody knows what's going to happen and what's going on. But you know what? We don't really know that anyway. So just roll with it. So far, knock on, this I don't even have fake wood in this thing. It's pretty nice. But anyway, knock on wood, everything will be fine. And, you know, and if it's not, then A, that's what the warranty's for, and B, worst case scenario, it's, why you get rid of it, I guess. I don't know. But I think back to, well, and actually, I got all these thoughts running in my head. So first and foremost, my uncle, when I posted about getting this vehicle, my uncle had said something along the lines of that this was the first non-Dodge vehicle that he could even remember me having in quite a while. And so I got to thinking back, and yeah, he's right. Back in 2004, well, yeah, I guess it would have been 2004. I bought a Dodge Ram 1500 with a Hemi, and I ran with that until I paid it off and then some, and then it was just getting way too expensive to maintain, frankly. So got rid of it, traded it in on a 2009 Dodge Charger, and I had that up until 2017, and then I had my orange Dodge Charger just up until I got this. So yeah, it's been a long time since I've owned a non-Dodge vehicle, and this is the first Nissan I've ever owned. So I don't know, just interested to see how all that pans out. So far, so good. Can't complain. But I thought that was wild. You know, I really hadn't thought about that in terms of how long it's been since I owned a non-Dodge vehicle. Now, before I bought the truck, I owned a 2000. I'm making sure I'm mapping this out. But yeah, I owned a 2000 Chevy Impala, and that is one of my favorite model years for the Impala, other than the 96. The 1996 Chevy Impala is probably one of the most iconic Impalas. And yeah, I know people talk about the 60s and blah blah. I get all that, and they're fine, whatever. But to me, the 1996, you know, that era of Chevy Impala that were basically kind of souped up Caprice classics with the Impala badging, they're just, I don't know, to me that rules the roost, man, in terms of Chevy Impalas. But anyway, where I was going with all of that was back in 98. I bought a Mercury Mystique, and that thing was an absolute piece of junk. In fact, we non-affectionately refer to it as the Mercury Mistake, because it was such a garbage car. I mean, anything could go wrong with it absolutely did. It didn't. I didn't own it very long overall, but in the short, because I think I owned it for maybe 2 years, because I traded it on the Impala, and so, oh my gosh, I mean, like the power windows quit working. It was eating oil, drinking oil, whatever you want to say, consuming oil in an insane rate. And the real kick about that car is that when I got it, I absolutely loved it. It was just about as top of the line Mercury Mystique that you could get. I mean, it had power, everything. The only thing mine didn't have was the sunroof, and I think you could get CD players, or maybe did mine have the combo? I don't think so. I think mine still just had the tape player. I know it had a tape player. I just can't remember if it had a CD player or not. Anyway, it was nice. It had power, everything, and when I bought it, I loved it. And then shortly after that, I mean, that whole thing just bleh. So anyway, but hopefully my new car won't do that. And as far as the job goes, absolutely loving it. It's definitely a change of pace from the world of education technology. If you know anybody who works in education, particularly in technology, or I would argue maintenance, talk to them about how their years go, because you only get certain, sorry, I got to turn and I got to use my other hand. But there are certain times of the year that you can actually accomplish things. And so to that end, you might get a couple of weeks during the summer. You might get a week or so at Christmas. You might get spring break. So anytime you're going to implement something, it's bang, bang, here you go, drop it in, we got to run. And as it turns out, the corporate world doesn't really operate that way, at least not in my experience, now that I'm not in education anymore. Things are, I would say education still had probably the same amount of planning for the most part, but implementation, in my experience with my new job, implementation is a much more, I don't want to say it's a slower process. It is, but it's not just because it's slower. It's much more methodical. How about that? Whereas, my experience in education is you got to dump and run. You got to go. You don't have time to be methodical, because everybody's coming back. You got teachers coming back. You got students coming back, all that kind of stuff. Plus, in business, you're dealing with, customer information and whatever that entails for your particular job. So, you got to take all that into account before you dump stuff in, and so anyhow, that's kind of what's been going on with me, and so just wanted to drop a note, and I will be posting some more BeamNG videos, what have you. In fact, I had recorded one, and I ran out of storage space because I'm a doof. But anyway, so there you go. I thought they said I had a package. Man, oh well, no package yet, so there you go. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed, and I keep looking in the wrong place, I'm sure, but hey, hope you've enjoyed the video, getting caught up, seeing what was happening, and again, like I said, I'll be posting more videos here. I'm starting to get a feel for what my schedule's going to be in terms of what I can kind of do in my downtime, so we'll get back into that. Looking forward to it. In the meantime, I'm David and Ark. Thank you so much for watching and coming along for the rock and rollin' ride on the way home. I'll see you next time. Have a great day.